How you doing, Ralfy? Ralfy Customs. A little engineering job after my last video, which was mostly on the lathe. Much to the adoration and the opposite of adoration. Bit of a 50-50 split. But I've got to make a little space on. It's going to be a little bit tricky, so let's get on and do it. Right, here's my brief. Bear with. I need to make a 2-inch long spacer with 3/4 or 20mm OD and 11.9mm ID. That is the crucial bit. And I've got EN8 material, so it's going to be a bit tricky, but let's see what we can do. So it's the hole that's the issue. I've got material. This is 3/4 EN8. 3/4 8 on the end. EN8 that means, and I can go 11.5 in a drill bit, and it's going to throw a little bit, so I'll be a little bit off 11.5. But then I've not got a ream to do 11.9, and my usual boring bar is not going to go up an 11.5mm hole. Look, it's bigger, so I've got one off my Atlas. I've got a little baby one, and that's going to fit just about, I reckon. Looking at that, just about fit. So I've got to have to get this little thing into a big fucking tool holder. It's the issue, but I think we'll be alright. And try and keep a little flexible shaft like that running true for 2 inches. So about there we're going to go. It's only short arse. I think what I'll do, I'll face off and centre. No, I'll cut a piece and I'll size it. I'll face it to size, 2 inches. Then we can hold that all in the lathe chuck, and then we'll just work on the end, innit? Off we go as always. Bandsaw, squirt of lube, because that's what separates us from the animals. Check out the merchandise in the description below. Oh, I'm changing my tip around, because we've got a worn one, so I'm just going to spin it. Get 6 goes on these tips, top and bottom, 3 times each, like, so that wasn't very good English, was it? You've got three edges on the top, and then you can flip it over and use the 3 edges on the bottom, because it's just the top edge that goes. That's the bit that's in contact with the work light. Alright, off we go. Get this faced up. In there. Bear with. I've not had it running today, so contact. No contact. It keeps doing this, I don't know why. I have to reset it in the morning, so it happens in the night. But I'll fuck her out. And we'll give this a quick face up. Like so. I think we've taken all of the cut marks out, and we have. Break the edge. And that's that end done. Edges have still got a little bit of a fucking edge on it, I don't like that. There we go. So, flip it around, and we'll do the same. Just get it through I did allow a little extra to compensate for any drift on the saw. So let me turn my DRO on. And just go and find my vernier so I can have a measure. Bear with. Righto, we've got 2.09 to 84 thou. Over 84 thou. Yeah. So I'll touch on 0 my DRO, touch off, and 0 my DRO, and we'll go 40 thou. Quite a good cut that is. And then we'll go another 40, take us to 80. But fucking hell, you know, I'm doubting myself now. Go again. Referencing and cross-referencing at every opportunity. 44.5 thou over length. We won't worry about the half a thou, I don't think. It's not that crucial. Zero my DRO. I'm going to go 22 and 22. I think that'll be kinder. So there's your 22. Look at that, happy days. Glad we put a new tip in. And then we'll go another 22 for a total of 44. And that should put us on the money. So I'll break that edge while it's facing. And as soon as it gets to the centre, we'll measure it again, like, to make sure it's the right size. Ain't it? Although all of that centre is going to go away. We're looking for 2 inches on the nose, near as fuck it is to swearing. Look at that. You're not going to get better than that. I'll set that all day long. Right. So now we're in the centre. Just centre drill that. And then with the pilot hole. It's in my standard pilot hole. I think it's 10 millimetres. It is 10 millimetres on the nose. So we'll have that gently all the way through. This here is nice stuff to machine. Now we slowed it down a little bit. We're going in with 11.5. Just to open it out, look. And then we're only 0.4 of a millimetre, so we're 10th off. Depending on how much this throws. So I would seriously expect this to be offsize a little bit. I'll work it in and out a bit, just to make sure. And off it falls. Alright. Now we're having to fucking go metricated. So everything's been switched to metric, and I'm going to use this snap gauge, ball gauge. Everyone calls it something a bit different. I'm going to try and not fuck up the shot for you guys. So if you don't know, those who aren't familiar, it's spring-loaded doohickey. They pop out, look. So we push them in and lock it with this at the bottom. And we put it up the pipe, right? Ping them out on an angle so we know that they're actually bigger, because they're going across on an angle. They're bigger than the hole. And then we just nip it up. Bigger than the hole, yeah. Feel it, nip it up. And then pull it straight and out. And now that is as small as the hole can make it, so it is the size of the hole. That's how it goes. Let's see where we're at. Onto metric. Let's have a feel. Should probably use a micrometer, but this will do. We are at, fucking hell, man. 11.51. I'm happy with that. 11.51, 11.52. So that drill bit was absolutely fucking cock on. Happy days. Now, what I need to do is figure out a way to replace this big motherfucker. Look, this is as big as the fucking job. With this sexy little motherfucker. Sorry, not framing it, bro. I was looking over my shoulder. I think we have it, a spiritual visitor. Ghosts are about. And we need 2 inches of stick out, so I'm going to have to mount this in this with 2 inches of stick out. Bear with. So, I've got it mounted, and we're just undoing the clamp bolts, pinch bolts, just undoing the fucking bolts, right? There we go. Now, I need to space this up. I didn't realise that had a V in it. I might put that back and use a different holder. Yeah. Because that's going to be fucking awkward when it comes to balancing that on. Ain't it? That's going to need to go in there. Something like that. See if I've got a different spacer. Hold on. Yeah, tool steel might suffice. Still not the best. Actually, it's not a fucking mile out. Yeah, it is. Fuck that, hold on. No, common sense has prevailed for once, and we're using a regular holder. So, nodder. A regular nodder. Noddy holder. Get it? No? Oh. Right. Now we want a little over 2 inches protruding, so we want just a little bit more of that poking out, so duh, and we know we want it running about fucking true, so we'll eyeball the straight edge like so. Don't bear with. There's a line along this rule, and I'm using that to eyeball against that edge there, register against that edge. If anything, we want it towing in slightly, so it clears as it goes. That's fucking great. Right, now we need to tighten it down, and that's one fucking jipper. Look. A wise man told me years ago, you can make little things in big machines, but you can't make big things in little machines, and I think this is one of those cases. It's not a little thing, but this is tiny. Now let's just check the height with my height gauge. So I've made this specifically at the right centre height for the tools on this lathe. So we can just do this shit instead of fucking about with all sorts of measuring. I've seen people machine face off and see if it ends up with a little nipple and go from there. No need with the height gauge, you just get it level. You can see it and then feel it. And we're happy days. So we're all good to go, aren't we? Let's move it across a little bit. Right, so I'm hoping That actually fits in there. Yes. Now just touch on even. Come on. Just feel me away. Not too much. Back it off a little bit. There we go. I'm just touching. So I was 0 and I was 11.5. I want 11.9. So I'm just off camera, reaching over this fucker. I'm going to set X at 11.51 and we want 11.9. So I'm going to go 11.7 and we'll have a cut. Sorry. Give me feeds and speeds. We'll have a cut, nice and steady. You can join me when that's cut, and I'll have a measure to see how we're getting on. So, bit of fluff. Yes. I'm aiming for 11.7 or thereabouts. So, you squeeze them in together, lock it off, put it on the angle, pop them out. Lock it off and then just squeeze them through like that. So, I don't know where my vernier was again. Seems to be fucking walking on me this morning. So bear with. Aha, found it. Hiding in plain fucking sight as normal. So we are at. Try and show you, dudes. We feel it. It's just tightening up at that. It's probably just a bit bigger than that. 11.75 that's showing, so well, my Dero says 11.74, so fucking I'll take that. Right, let's go again out to 11.9 on the fucking nose. There'll be a loop. Keep everything sweet, nice and steady. And then we'll check and double check once we've bored this one through. Now I'm actually running a spring pass, just to be doubly sure. The reason being, when I'm withdrawing my tool after I've done who Hermes is, I can feel it touching the job light. So I think there might be room there just for a little spring pass. So I'm just running through it the same setting, and then I'll shove it that way a bit and fuck it off out. That we can't see me on that way. Go that way with it. You know what I mean. Now we're through the second time, I'll wind that across to 11.7 so it's clear of the job. Pull it out. Give it a blow off. And see what is what, Mr. Bond. So squash them in, lock it off. Squash them in, lock it off. Actually lock it off this time. Hold it on the angle, lock it off, pull it straight. Alright, we should have 11.9. I'm going with 11.91, 11.92. That'll do me. Let's check the other end. So we know that end's bob on, but there's the tool throwing us off a little bit, so we don't know, do we? We'll have a look. Come in here. Squash, tight. Ping apart, tight. Ease it out. Please, please, please do the same, because it'll be cool. We've got, it is probably 11.92, so a hundredth of a millimetre bigger. That's that out. I'll fucking have that. Right, so all that leaves is to fucking rake the edges. That was nearly nasty. Did you see my hand slip down off this? This tool's fucking knackered, needs changing. Blade needs changing. And there you have one EN8 3/4 by 2 inch with 11.9mm bore. Nice and simple. Cheers then, thanks for coming. Righto, so for those that wanted to see more tripod work, here's the lathe. Look, you see the scale of it next to me. And I'm at strapping 7 foot, 5'8". There's that little bush I made. And it's the Harrison fucking 140 that I made it on. There you go. So really, all it leaves me to do in this long shot is thank you for watching. Ask you to please give me a thumbs up. It makes a huge difference. The more of these I get, the more views I get, the more the channel grows. Happy days. Share the love, eh? Check out my friends and merchandise in the description below, and I'll catch you on the next one. Lots of love, everyone.